Today is the topic of part 3 is inequality theory, which is called the inequality of philosophical personality. The third lecture is on the theme of Oriental philosophers' analysis of contemporary human confusion. The pursuit of equality is an eternal theme of political law in human history, and the theme of the pursuit of equality is even connected with some of the most sacred concepts in political law, that is, fairness and justice. But this pursuit of equality conceals a basic fact, that is, human beings are unequal in philosophical personality, and this inequality now seems absolute, or the inequality of philosophical personality is a basic fact engraved on the frontal bone of human destiny. What is the inequality of philosophical personality? Simply speaking, heroes and cowards are spotless, saints and celebrities as pure as snow, teachers and vulgar things with bright hearts, narrow people with high integrity and rats chasing fame and wealth, wise people with natural wisdom and vulgar things with self-confidence and stupidity. Between all the personality contrast, between the high and low, immediately shows the inequality of philosophical personality. This inequality of philosophical personality is the boundary engraved on the sun. Unless the sun goes out, unless the fate of human annihilation, this inequality of philosophical personality will always exist. Not long ago, a netizen, whose online name is ZengXIN, asked me a question when I talked about the philosophy of heroic personality: what is the difference between heroic personality and coward? What is a hero? What is a coward? After decades of spring, autumn, and summer philosophical thinking, I have created 3 philosophical categories. The first is heroic personality, the second is artistic existence, and the third is belief in aesthetic spirit. So from this, we can see that what I call heroic personality is not a concept in the world, it is a philosophical concept. So from the perspective of heroic personality, what is a hero? The so-called hero is, facing the fate of death, facing the fate of annihilation into nothingness, still able to pursue the noble meaning of life. This is heroic personality. The so-called heroic personality can be expressed in one sentence, that is, the so-called heroic personality is a career about the meaning of life, about the pursuit of life. That is, even if life is like a dream, we should also have a magnificent heroic dream. Even if, human beings will eventually become a wisp of nihility, but also to let life in the nihility, in full bloom as a noble flower of meaning. Before the fate of death, before the fate of nothingness, we absolutely do not give up, and we practice hard for 100 years on the meaning of life and the spirit of aestheticism, which is the heroic personality in the philosophical sense. So what is the coward personality in the philosophical sense? It is to face the fate of death, completely give up the pursuit of the meaning of life, face the fate of nihility, completely betray the soul, and become an instinctive physical pursuit of physical greed. Cowards are frightened by the fate of death, so they use the crazy pursuit of physical greed and the pursuit of instinctive indulgence to cover up their deep fear and the ultimate fear of death, the fate that will eventually disappear into nothingness, which is coward. The above different attitudes towards the fate of death and the fate of nothingness are not only the basic philosophical difference between heroic personality and coward, but also the basic difference between noble philosophical personality and humble philosophical personality. So there is a question here: how does this inequality of philosophical personality come into being? Why does this inequality of philosophical personality occur? As we have said before, the existence of human life in the phenomenal world is a dualistic structure, and human beings are an infinite artistic conception of mind embedded in the limited life instinct, that is, the dualistic structure of spirit and body. In the face of such a structure, the wise people still conclude that, like Plato, man is an animal pursuing meaning, and many wise people have also said that the essence of man lies in spirit, in mind, and the wise people distinguish man from animals by characterizing the essence of man as the existence of mind. But the soul is difficult, the spirit is difficult. As I once said, beauty is hard, freedom is hard. Therefore, although the essence of human beings lies in the spirit and soul, the vast majority of people, now because of the hardship of soul and spirit, cannot reflect the essence of human life in their lives. Because of the hardship of soul, most people are in an instinctive state of existence, a physical state of existence in pursuit of physical greed. It is for this reason that heroes, saints, teachers, chivalrous men, and wise men in the sense of philosophical personality often have to bear the fate of loneliness. So, heroes are lonely, but this loneliness and nobility coexist. It is these few loners, their adherence to the spiritual and spiritual values, that makes human history constantly become an upward road. Take a sublimation road to the spiritual and spiritual field. However, in modern times, especially in modern times, we have seen a profound philosophical crisis, that is, when scientific rationality, in the name of the creator of contemporary lifestyle, becomes the king of human values. The whole human race is developing in the direction of physical logic, human destiny is being materialized, and human existence is being materialized. Mankind is on the road to betraying the soul, which is an extremely serious crisis of philosophy. This crisis will be discussed in later lectures with Inequality Theory on this subject. Of course, here, we have to emphasize one point: although I am sure that human philosophical personality is unequal, and this inequality has no prospect of handing over in the short term. Nevertheless, I still believe that people should be equal in the sense of legal personality. Since the meaning of philosophical personality is unequal, why should people be equal in the sense of legal personality? This question, we will discuss in the next lecture.